Backlash is over. We were in Puerto Rico and it was litty. I love the show. Okay, if you want to know a live reaction of everything that I was watching and just some fun, go on over to We Love Wrestling because they went live and they live streamed the show and it was so much fun. And I always have fun over there with Trey D, Coach Podcast Cinco, Rashard, Nicole was with me. We had a good old time. Okay, it was fun. So head on over to We Love Wrestling. That video should go live soon within the next couple of hours. And then y'all can hear us going back and forth about the show and various other topics. But we over here right now on my page and we about to talk about Backlash because it was lit. It was lit. Okay, it was so much fun. Now, all right. The girls who get it, get it. All right. Top comment of the day goes to Brandy, okay, because Brandy was in here 1 minute after I got on here. Brandy came in. She was like, I'm ready to talk. Let's go. Brandy was here. Sasha is number 2. And then we got Kenny Ken, of course, one of my moderators. And we are in the building. So shout out to everybody who was here early. All right. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And let's get into it. Now we're going to talk about everybody else who was here. So Icy Brazy is here. Hello. Nika. Kenny again. B. Jeffers is here. Hi. She said, like the damn video now. She's messy. Then you got James. Hello. Jonelle and young boy Jay. Hello. Hello, Quan. How are you? All right. To everybody who commented and to everybody who didn't, hello. Welcome to the show. So let's get into it. Backlash was tonight. It started at 8. When it's 11, so it went 3 hours. Not a bad rolling time for a show, okay? So we're going to work backwards today. We're going to start with the freshest match, okay? And then we're going to move into the first match, okay? Does that make you feel better? Okay, if it don't, I don't care. Anyways, the freshest match on everybody's mind is this one. Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar. Now, to be fair, this wasn't a bad match at all. In fact, it was pretty damn decent. I actually really liked it. But the finish for it is where everybody is like, they're probably going to run this shit back again. Now, if you didn't see it, Cody and Brock was going at it in the beginning. Cody had Brock down and out, beating him to a bloody pulp. Then he got in the ring and he made one fatal error that I always say when it comes to somebody like Brock Lesnar, who is brawn over high flyer, okay? You never leap off of the top rope, middle rope, or anywhere in the air where he can actually catch you and cause more damage. And that's exactly what happened. He tried to do another Cody cutter and he ended up eating a suplex for his troubles. This is how Brock Lesnar was able to gain the upper hand and was taking Cody down. Now, for the most part of that match, Cody had an even kill in the beginning, and then Brock had an even kill. And then we had the turn of events where Cody was in the middle, towards the second turnbuckle, closest to the entrance, and he ended up untying the turnbuckle cover, which exposed the turnbuckle. This allowed Cody to kind of push Brock Lesnar into that, and he ended up busting his head open. He very much had a red mask for majority of the rest of this match. That's how Cody was able to get to upper hand. And it just led to a bunch of moves from Cody, from his crossroads to another cutter to him kicking everything he could do. But that crossroads did not keep Brock Lesnar down, okay? Ultimately, they got it on their knees and was trading blows, and Brock Lesnar said, nah, fuck all that. Hit him with the Chimera lock. So he's sitting there, locked him in with this arm lock that he has. Everybody knows that he has broken many arms with that lock. So I was terrified that this man was going to break Cody's arm, but Cody was smart enough to know that the only way he was going to be able to kick out of this particular move, or the only way he was going to be able to pin Brock, was to get his shoulders down. And if Brock wanted to get this match over with, or at least save the match rather, he was going to have to let him go. He didn't let him go. The ref counted. It was 1, 2, 3. Once he realized that it was 1, 2, 3, he let go. Cody got his ass out of there. So now Cody Rhodes has earned, or he has weaseled his way into a win over Brock Lesnar. And we're not talking about Cowboy Brock. We're talking about heel Lesnar. This is not good. Okay? Lesnar never forgets a receipt. So I don't believe for a minute that this is over. In fact, when they get ready to head to Jeddah, this is going to be one of the matches that is going to be on the marquee. Brock Lesnar goes to Jeddah every year. That's why he's still there. Now, my homeboy Cinco over at No Ropes podcast, shout out to them, thinks that they're going to have the match with Brock and Cody for the World Heavyweight Championship. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen at all. I think Cody's going to be in the tournament, but Brock's going to cost him the tournament. I also think that Brock is not going to be in the tournament for that championship. That's what I think. Or rather, that's what I would do. But let me go to y'all comments. Because I got a lot. Jesus. Jesus Christ. It's so many. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Hello, Kayla. How are you? She said Bangladesh was fire. Hello, Pierre. How are you? The girlies were fighting. I'm assuming I didn't watch the show. Sir. Yes, they were. I'm going to get to the girls in a second. It wasn't bad from what I was watching. And now I know you ain't there yet, so I'll save my opinion on the placement on the double main events. We'll get to that in a second. Hello, Nika. How are you? Okay. All right. It's happening, Kenny Ken. I'm sorry. Why did Cody walk funny when he grabbed the staircase? I don't know. I have no idea. He did a stubble in the ring when he was up against Brock. I'm assuming Brock was supposed to push him and he didn't. So he did the move anyway because that's what was supposed to be in there. It just looked awkward. But anyways, let's move on from Brock and Cody because while we want them to move on from this match, they are not going to. I don't believe for a minute that this setup is over. They're going to continue this battle. It is coming. Because that thing, we are not talking about that. We are not talking about that. We're going to do a little round robin here. We're going to double back to an earlier match between Omos, and Seth freaking Rollins. Now, while I did not expect Omos to do anything other than what he normally does, one thing I will say is that in this match, Omos didn't look bad. Seth Rollins made him look very good. And ultimately, Seth was able to get the win with a super curb stomp. But at the end of the day, Omos was overtly dominant in this match against Seth Rollins, and Seth was able to get the drop on him. He did do what he said he was going to do. But ultimately, it wasn't a short match, but it wasn't a long match either. It had that happy medium. I wasn't mad at the match, but it definitely wasn't my favorite match of the night. Another match that I didn't really care for was Bronson Reed, Bobby Lashley, and Austin Theory. Mainly because what happened in the match is what I said was going to happen. Okay. I knew that the match was going to come down to Theory or Bobby Lashley, and I was leaning more towards Theory. Theory has not lost a match since he has become United States champion, at least not a title match, to say the least. And furthermore, every single time he defends that championship, he wins on some kind of weird fluke. And it's always that way. He finds some kind of way to weasel out a win. The only thing I can think of is that Austin Theory isn't going to be holding his title much longer. And quite frankly, if you ask me, there are a plethora of people that could generously hold this title and be great with holding it. Grayson Waller, LA Knight, run the gambit on SmackDown and you'll find somebody who can hold it. Hell, give it to Karrion Kross at this point, okay? But Austin Theory, No, you need to get rid of Austin Theory holding this championship and let him do some level grinding for a minute. All right. I'm sorry. A lot of people like Theory, but I don't find Theory to be appealing in any way, shape, or form. And quite frankly, I would have given that title to Bobby Lashley. And I don't even fuck with Lashley like that, but I would have given that championship to Lashley and let him run on SmackDown with it for a little while and see what they do with it. They could have plenty of people, plenty of heels on SmackDown that could take that title from him and make it into something great for themselves and for the title. But now we're stuck with Theory, and we're going to be stuck with Theory for a little bit, it seems. So as long as he's going to have the championship, I'm going to be like, that's Mr. Irrelevant to me. Moving on to another match that wasn't my favorite, but it wasn't bad, was the 6-man tag team match. The 6-man tag team match was okay, but because we have seen this match time and time and time again, it just was a sensory overload of the same bullshit over and over again. The only thing that we got different was towards the end, where Solo and Jimmy seemed to have a slight miscommunication. And this slight miscommunication continued throughout the rest of that match. Those two were not on the same page, and Jimmy seemed to be quite oblivious to what was going on between his brothers. Quite frankly, that breakdown of the bloodline has already begun, and Jay seems to be seeing the light, but Jimmy is still under the spell of the tribal chief. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens on Friday. Technically, they won their match at Backlash, and they won because of Solo Sikoa. Now, I'm sure Roman is going to run the gambit and tear them down limb by limb for losing the tag team titles at Mania in the first place and then losing the rematch again a couple weeks later on SmackDown, only for them to head to Backlash. And the only reason why they won was because of their younger brother, Solo Sikoa. So all of this is going to play into Roman's, conversation with his twin cousins this coming Friday on SmackDown. As far as Kevin, Sammy, and Riddle, they're done with the bloodline. They're on Raw exclusively, and game is over. It's time for them to move on. That's just the way it is, and that's the way it's going to be. Now, let's move into the fun stuff. The fun stuff is coming. Let me put on these comments. Let's go. He said, laughing my ass off, Cody Conda. I can't. Why not? I won't be censored. Yes, you will, because we're not talking about that. This match was actually kind of good. Referring to Seth's match. Okay. His thing was always thinking. I was trying to tell him, but they don't believe me. But see, we're not talking about that. We're not talking about that, James. Don't bring that up. We're not talking about that. We are talking about Backlash. Okay? Okay. Not this picture of Seth. Seth made his ass work. He very much did. Grayson Waller taking that US title. This one just made my eyebrow itch so much because I'm tired. Truth is, I'm tired. I agree. It just wasn't worth it. Quite frankly, they should have put this match before Bad Bunny and Damian Priest match. But I was talking to Trey D, and Trey D said that he felt like the reason why they put Bad Bunny and Damian up so early was because when you look at how Bad Bunny, the reaction that man pulls going into any arena, anywhere. I mean, he's in Puerto Rico. He's in his home country. Like, dead ass. That man is like Michael Jackson there. He can't go anywhere. Like he said, he went to Puerto Rico. Bad Bunny had a concert, and it was at 9 a.m. They had shut the whole place down. He said he didn't get nowhere until 2. So,
and the concert was the day before.
And the concert was that night before, and they had the after parties and shit. But the whole country was like rocking with Bad Bunny the whole night. So it kind of makes sense. When he explained it and broke it down, it makes sense why they pulled Bad Bunny into the middle of the show like that, because he needs time to be able to get his stuff, exit out of and go do whatever he wants to do, whether it be party, go, ice his bike for a little while, because he was getting tore up, honey. He was getting tore up. That man got put through 3 tables at one time. This match right here, not. It was so much fun. Bad Bunny was just getting a little reckless, but he was able to reel it back in and calm down so that it could work for him. He pulled off that Canadian destroyer. They called it the Puerto Rican destroyer or the Bunny destroyer. They had a lot of names for it. But at the end of the day, Damian Priest was not able to best Bad Bunny in that street fight. He thought he was going to be able to with Finn and Dominic coming out there. But LWO came out there as well as Savio and Carlito. Carlito was there, baby. Carlito. And he spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool. Okay? Tore Dominic's ass up. I fucking loved it. Had that backstabber hitting this shit. I was like, damn, Carlito, you getting a little old, but you still got it. You still got it. He hit that shit. That shit was fire. It was litty.
Priest took off that damn tank top, had that whole muffin top going on with his damn tights.
You have muffin top too. If you get paid the kind of money Damian Priest get paid, you get to eat good, live good, fuck good. You get a lot of shit. Sorry, y'all. I had to cleanse the palate. Get out of my head, Jerry. Get out of my head. I am not playing with you. Leave me alone. She said this match was so good. B. Jefferson said, and was, period. I guess the only reason I wish this match was last because that ending was snack and delicious. Laughing out loud, Damian begging Bunny not to hurt his leg was funny as fuck. I'd have hit him anyway. Fuck that begging shit. I only paid attention to the Beijing once. I consider that a win. What I'm tired of is him coming out here with these Singhalese twists. I'm tired of it. Okay? I'm sick of it. And he only have it in the ponytail with his rude ass. When Carlito came out, I stood up because Carlito was out there going off. Am I saying it right? Chambia? Did I say it right? I hope I said it right. All right, Tirza. And they played they played new music for him when he came out there. And I was like, oh my God. This song hits. Now, I was listening to his album a couple days ago, but I can't remember if that song was on his last album or not, because I skipped one song on that album, and I can't fucking remember. She said, no, I didn't. I tried. I tried. It's not a new song. It's a new song for his entrance. That's what I'm talking about, Tirza. Not that it's a new single, but he had a new song that he came out to. It's not like a brand new song, but it's a new song for him to come out to. It sounded like a damn club in there. That crowd was lit. Chambea is the only way I can help you. All right. All right. So I love this match. I thought it was really, really fun. I was glad that Savio came out there, formerly from MLW. So shout out to Savio. They had all of the LWO come out there later. They had Carlito and Ray in there, evening up the score. That was fun. It was so much fun. Bad Bunny took bumps. Bumps. He was out there working. If that man's bike is not messed up, sheesh. They gotta go to Puerto Rico more often. Put that shit in the motherfucking rotation, bitch. Put it in the motherfucking rotation, okay? Because that crowd was lit. Soon as he came out there, they knew the words to all of that whole words to the song, start to finish. They were singing it louder than the fucking track. It was crazy. I was like, damn, this man is y'all Michael Jackson. Jesus. Jesus Christ. She said that's one of my favorite songs of his. So I was hyped as fuck when he walked out too. Oh. Okay. Hold on a second, y'all. All right. Hi, Marcel. They're gonna do a people from Paris. Just wait. A paper. Well, I hope they do a PLE in Paris. I hope they do one in Puerto Rico again. The people overseas appreciate WWE more, and they're not as spoiled as we are here in the States. So it's nice to see other people being able to get the opportunity to experience the superstars as often, because it doesn't happen as often for them as it does for us. So when they aren't really being appreciated, or they feel like ticket sales is low, I ship that shit overseas in a heartbeat. Position Mexico to get a PLE. The Mexican superstars deserve. I wasn't here for them booing Bianca, but they was cute for Benito. I mean, they was just cheering her last night. I think they saw EO, and EO was just, it's more reminiscent. Her style of wrestling is more reminiscent of what the luchadoras do down there. So I don't think they meant no harm by it. I wouldn't take it seriously. They still love Bianca. They was cheering for her at times and booing her at other times. WrestleMania and PR. The only problem I have with that is they don't have a stadium in Puerto Rico that is big enough to house the amount of people that will be coming to PR for Mania. So, like, you're doing numbers like 78,000, 80,000 plus for one venue. They were in the Coliseum in San Juan, and it was only allowed to seat 18,000 people.
Yeah, they would have to do
so
it.
They would have to
do it in Mexico City. There's a stadium that when the NFL goes, they play in that stadium there. That stadium holds like 50, I think like 50 or 60,000 people.
Hold on. Because my ass was singing along. I thought Bianca was going to turn heel for a minute. Not really. I mean, she's a face, but like I said, EO has the aesthetic, just the style of a luchadora, and that's kind of what they're used to when you're talking about wrestling. So she was getting cheered. They booed Bailey and Dakota when they came down there. Like, I think it was just the hype of the match. They wanted to see EO win. They did. But Bianca was not losing. Whether the crowd wanted her to win and lose or not, doesn't matter. Bianca was getting that accolade of the longest reigning women's champion or longest reigning champion of the modern era. She was getting it. It doesn't matter what they wanted. Do you think the UK is going to go crazy for Money in the Bank? Yeah, they don't. The UK doesn't. They love WWE over in the UK. What do you mean?
Shit.
That's not the right picture.
No, I know that, but read the post.
5 hours ago?
Their anniversary was 5 days ago.
Mom and Dad's anniversary is on the 1st. It's on the 1st, babe. Like, why are you posting that? Like,
oh God,
it's on the 1st, hun. You're a little late to the party.
Way late.
All right. EO did a tour in Puerto Rico. I only know this because Nicole mentioned it in the group chat. Well, they're very familiar with her style, and they know that how she wrestles. So they're probably major fans of hers, which I wouldn't be it was not remiss about. You know what I'm saying? I haven't been to Puerto Rico in a long time, so if WWE does it again, I'm going. No ifs, ands, or buts. Well, good luck with that. Did y'all see Dakota begging Bailey not to do nothing? EO gonna whoop side ponytail ass. Bianca plus Bianca making history as usual. We love to see it. This match was absolutely fire. EO had Bianca's number the whole match. There was not much offense that Bianca could get off. And quite frankly, it was very close that she could have lost that championship to EO Sky. I think they're going to run this back again. And she might drop the title to her at Money in the Bank or at Night of Champions. I think some of these matches are going to get some repeats. With that being said, I love this match. I thought it was such a great way to open up the show. But Bailey gonna have to answer for her antics. Had she had left Bianca alone, this may not have been such a clean, well, questionable win because Bianca may have been able to recover on her own and hit the KOD without interference from Bailey. But because Bailey interfered, that gave Bianca enough time to and the wherewithal to be able to get out of the way and then go ahead and get EO in that KOD and win the match. It was over. So they came down there and interfered in the match in the first place, which I knew they were going to do. So Bailey, I knew was going to cost her this championship. I didn't know how, but I knew she was going to cost her this championship. I knew it. This match was a bit emotional because Zelina Vega came out there in all her Puerto Rican flag glory, and she looked great. And Rhea Ripley looked beautiful in her white gear. I was like, go ahead, Rhea. Finally, something other than Blake. She looked great. I loved her gear. I thought her gear was well made. It looked nice on her. White. It looks good on her. And Zelina Vega looked great in her gear. It looked good on her. Now, for the most part, Rhea dominated this match. But you know what? Zelina Vega got what she needed. She had a good showing in the match. Almost had Rhea Ripley with the win, but again, she made a fatal error by jumping in the air and giving Rhea Ripley the just cause to be able to overpower her. Sometimes you gotta learn how to take people out at the knees. You gotta do what Bad Bunny was doing. All Rhea's power is in her legs and in her arms, obviously. She's standing over you, towering over you in weight and in height. Chop block that hoe. Take her out by the knees if you got to. If it means you gotta take her knee out from underneath her every chance you get, that's what you do. But I will say, Zelina Vega, you did great. I'm very proud of you. You looked good. You out there. You had your family out there. You was crying. You did this one for your daddy. They finally gave you an opportunity to shine. And that's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. Even though you lost, you still did good. And that's all that matters. Let me see y'all comments. Let me see. I was genuinely confused because they was going off for her entrance. I don't really. It don't really matter to me what the crowd cheer for. They can cheer for whatever they want, as far as I'm concerned. Aren't they going to do a title sweat like WWE normally do between the women who's champs? I don't know. I don't know. I'm assuming you're saying swap. I don't know. Bailey's pants was cute. I was like, I need those, bitch. I can't. I love that for Zelina. I was like, someone throw this girl some Kleenex. She was crying when she got out there, and she was crying when she left. When Zelina pulled out the flip flop, she should have smacked her with it.
She threw it at her.
She threw it at her, but she should have smacked her with it. But that would have caused a disqualification, technically. Was happy for Zelina. She'll get it one day, no doubt. PSA, Tiff don't work for the E. I honestly don't know what they're going to do. I assume that they will. I don't have an issue with it. I don't know why everybody have a problem with it. Like I said, Rhea and Bianca are different people. So you can't always expect to see the same thing from two separate people. These two people may not be the best of buddies on screen because we know that Rhea and Bianca are close off screen. Just because their characters are not friends doesn't mean they will go out there and disrespect each other. Now, sometimes Charlotte played a little too heavy into her character, and that could cause some discord with some people. But on the other end, I feel like y'all gotta let it go. I just do. It's not that deep. It's not that serious. If they decide to do a title swap moment, that's their business. I wouldn't care if they did. So it's really just they need to get the right title to the right person so they can go ahead and do what they gotta do and then move on. It's not that serious. Oftentimes I find the dirt sheets and a lot of people included always make the biggest issue out of the stupidest shit. Like Sean Ross Sapp does it when he talked about the Usos losing often or wrestling title non-title matches and losing them. Like I just felt like okay, and they're still champions, so what? What difference do it make? They're not losing the titles no time soon, but they're champions. And what? So the fuck what? This is the same thing. Who fucking cares if they swap those titles or not? Doesn't matter to me. Not one fucking bit. Maybe they'll give Zelina money in the bank. I wouldn't mind that. Last time we had a money in the bank, who was money in the bank winner last year? Liv was.
Yeah.
So they're probably gonna give it to a heel this year. And Zelina's not a heel right now, and everybody's popping for Chelsea. Me personally, I think that's a safe pick to give it to Chelsea. But I don't know. Teresa said I was crying with her. Child. Another PSA she need to. I wish they would hire me $100,000 salary from WWE. I'll take that. Endeavor, I'll work for you. I ain't no punk bitch. I ain't no punk bitch. But I come work for the WWE. Let me get y'all together. But y'all start talking that racist bullshit. That's your ass. I'm be like, give me my severance package. Give me my motherfucking severance package, bitch. I'm leaving. I don't want to hear this shit. No. And it really depends because if my husband is being taken care of and we got a nice house and all our student loans is paid off, then I can take that hit. We can take that hit, baby. If we get everything paid. No. I have to keep working for the man. You gonna make me work in a racist environment like that? You gonna make me stay?
No, I'm talking about like no. Even if everything's paid for, they talking that bullshit. We out.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about this. You gonna make me stay there?
Oh no.
I'm like, baby, we okay financially? Can you handle everything while I try to keep us afloat? Can you help?
I don't give a damn if shit they paid off. You talking about some racist shit? Hell no.
She said, there's an IG page that shows women's wrestling fashion. Do you want me to send it to you? Oh, that's cool. Oh, can you send it to me, Kayla? Because I need that for Fashion Files. I appreciate you. Thank you. Hello, Donnie. Cough, cough. Chelsea, cough with the successful cash in, cough. Is it Chelsea drafted to SmackDown? Isn't she?
Because her and Sonya got drafted together.
I thought they got drafted separately. Hold on. I don't know where my other phone is. Oh, here we go. Yeah, Sonya and Chelsea are on Raw. Excuse me. They've been drafted to Raw, so I mean, I guess so. Just saying here, I'm not staying because I ain't watched the show. Oh, well, I'm halfway done with the show, baby. Matter of fact, I am done. I done called all the matches. I done told everything. So you came in right under the gun, baby. She's on Raw. No, Chelsea and Sonya still a team on Raw. Oh, okay. Do you want me to send Tiff and Tears separately or in a group chat? You can send it separately. We don't need a group chat for that. Hey, Kayla. Bye, Kayla. Oh, okay. I can stay. You very much can because I've already given all of the results and had the conversation about the show. So I am actually finished. I have nothing else to talk about, sir. Y'all could do me a solid. I'm gonna keep on saying it. And in fact, I'm almost finished with making my intro and outro videos because I had to take it down because they flagged it because of some of the videos that was in it. So I'm almost finished with my intro, outro, and I have a little interlude video I have to make as well. But y'all, I appreciate y'all for coming over here and listening to me rant and rave about Backlash. It was very much a good show. If you missed it, I will not recap it for the sake of you going and watching it on the Peacock Network. You can always watch this in the playback, okay? Watch it in the playback and make sure that you subscribe. Make sure you sub, people. Subscribe, like the video if you liked it. Give me a good old thumbs up. That helps boost my stuff in the algorithm, puts up my watch time and retention, my views, all of that. It really, really helps me in the long run. And the more time I can focus on my channel, the more content you will get, babes. Okay? The more stuff you get. All right? We have real conversations over here. We rap real raw over here. All right. All right, let me see what Donnie talking about in these comments. He said, so y'all tell me why the fuck SB been hitting me up all day. They reacted to a message like 9:10 a.m., then texting me at 3, then texting me at like 9:30. Like, what the hell? Oh, wow. I meant to say send it, but those damn typos. It's fine. You can just send it to us separately. Hold on a second. My presidential slogan will now be Grayson for U.S. champ, Chelsea for Money in the Bank, and free healthcare for all. Wow. Y'all really popping for Chelsea Green to be Mrs. Money in the Bank, child. Okay. That's not something I'm looking forward to. But if that's what you want, I ain't going to shut it down. I I'm not mad at it, so live your best life. If Chelsea goes into Money in the Bank and wins it, good for Chelsea. Now, from what I hear, Matt Cardona is he's already left Impact. You know what I'm saying? And it seems like he might be heading back. He might be heading to the E at some point. We don't know when or how, but it seems like he may be there. We'll just have to wait and see on that of what Matt Cardona is gonna do. And I heard a little birdie say somewhere that WWE hasn't been hiring a lot of people as of lately. They said as soon as Vince McMahon got to be back in control or somewhat in control, the hiring stuff stopped and Triple H started doubling down on the creative. I won't say that because before that, the last hire I believe was Bronson Reed. And then after that, Chelsea showed up. So shortly after that, it was a month or two after that, is when the whole edict about Vince coming down, was there. Like y'all was saying, Vince was back in power for over a year now. Matter of fact, it was last year, right after, or right before Survivor Series War Games, that y'all was saying that Vince was back in power. Y'all been saying it ever since then. And by then they were still hiring people. So that's not necessarily true. But I will say that there has been a hiring freeze, which fine, they don't need that many people on the roster to maintain everything anyway. While yes, Raw needs more on their roster because they have a 3-hour show, they don't even use all of their roster for that 3-hour show. So that's a bit odd for me. They have made the brand split a permanent thing, and that thing is something that we have to consider now that May 8th is creeping up and everybody's going to be going to their respective brands. It's going to be interesting because Raw has now changed. So now we have to see who's going to be the lead out in the women's division on Raw. Obviously, it's going to be Rhea Ripley. Who's going to be the lead out on the SmackDown women's division? And it's going to be Bianca. And we got a lot to work with when it comes to the men's division. Everything is shooken up. So we got a lot of wiggle room here. It's going to be interesting to see what they do leading up into the next set of pay-per-views for the shows. All right. With all that being said, He said, "Oh, I see Daddy popped up." Well, Sonya for Money in the Bank. I don't. It would be cool, but it's too soon for me to be honest. I feel like Chelsea need to get her feet wet a little bit more before just putting Money in the Bank on her. You can give that to somebody else. I think that somebody unassuming should win the Money in the Bank. Somebody like Dana, somebody like Emma, somebody like Tegan Knox. I know that those are not the names that you want to hear, but I think that those girls have earned the right to be able to at least compete for it, if not win it. Everybody knows that Money in the Bank always goes to either somebody who's really large or somebody who's unassuming. And I think this year it needs to be somebody who nobody would suspect to win Money in the Bank in a million years. Even though Liv won it last year and she was able to cash in successfully, that's great. I'm not shitting on that. I'm just saying this year, if you're going to really do some shakeups and some surprises, that's a good shakeup and a surprise. I mean, Shotzi would be a good pick too, but it is what it is. With all that being said, Backlash was great. I hope you guys watch it on the Peacock Network because it was awesome. I will see you guys next Monday after Raw. We will talk and kiki and giggle about everything. Y'all head on over to the KTT podcast. Show up over there and show me some love. There's some new stuff up there. There's a new Am I the Asshole post. There is getting ready to be a new Pop Culture Wednesday post. I'm covering that whole Chris Brown situation in that Pop Culture post this week. That's going to be the first thing you hear on the Pop Culture Wednesday podcast this week. Red Rum is on Monday, so we cover all the high profile and low profile murders and all that good stuff. We do true crime Mondays, Pop Culture Wednesdays, and then Fridays is the Am I the Asshole. So this is what it looks like for Mondays because that's our true crime stories. On Wednesdays, we give you Pop Culture Wednesday, and on Friday, we have the Twitter stories and the Am I the Asshole. So you're going to hear SBC chat on there as well as some funny Twitter stories and threads. And of course, you always are going to get some Am I the Assholes. What do they have? Payback, Bridezillas, all of that stuff is all encompassed in the Am I the Asshole Reddit post. Okay. Y'all go over there and check it out. It is all available on the KTT podcast with Auntie Tiff right now. With all that being said, thank y'all so much for coming over. I appreciate y'all. I will see y'all Monday. Y'all have a good night.